There exists a quiet power that never has to declare itself. It doesn't come from raised voices, drawn-out justifications, or a steady stream of approval from others. It's forged in those still moments when a woman picks wisdom over impulse, discipline over emotion, and self-respect over fleeting comfort. Society frequently teaches people to chase attention, yet genuine power is cultivated in stillness, clarity, and steady character. A sharp woman recognizes that every choice she makes today molds the life she'll live tomorrow. She knows peace outweighs drama, that purpose beats popularity, and that discipline will always surpass raw talent without direction. In today's message, we'll walk through 7 lasting principles that help women build inner strength, emotional command, and quiet confidence. These aren't manipulation tactics aimed at others. They are values that reshape who you become on the inside. The biggest battles in life are almost never waged against other people. They unfold within your own mind. Every single day, countless emotions show up uninvited. Anger, disappointment, fear, envy, isolation, exhilaration, pride. Each one arrives like a guest, demanding your focus. A sharp woman understands that emotions are natural, but they must never be allowed to run her life. She learns to watch them rather than obey them. She recognizes that every emotional outburst carries a price, while every measured response builds strength. Many assume emotional strength means feeling no pain at all. That's a misconception. Emotional strength isn't the absence of feeling. It's staying aware while feeling it. You can be hurt without turning bitter. You can be furious without becoming destructive. You can be scared without letting fear steer your choices. This distinction changes everything. When someone unfairly criticizes you, your gut reaction might be to defend yourself instantly. Your emotions crave justice right then and there. They push for sharp comebacks, harsh words, emotional payback. But wisdom poses a different question. Will this reaction actually improve your life, or merely soothe your ego for a moment? A sharp woman pauses before speaking because she knows words spoken in fury can never be unsaid. Silence is frequently mistaken for weakness. In truth, silence clears throat, can be among the most powerful displays of self-mastery. Not every opinion warrants a reply. Not every insult deserves your attention. Not every misunderstanding needs explaining. Once your inner world stabilizes, you no longer feel the need to win every argument. Your peace becomes worth more than proving someone wrong. Those unable to manage their emotions become easy targets for manipulation. They react exactly the way others predict. A minor insult wrecks their entire day. One rejection shatters their confidence. A single moment of criticism makes them doubt their whole identity. Without realizing it, they hand the reins of their emotional state over to others. A sharp woman won't give that power away. She understands her emotional equilibrium belongs to her and no one else. Emotional discipline starts with noticing. Before you can shift your reactions, you first have to spot them. Watch how your body reacts when anger surfaces. Notice how your breath shifts when anxiety creeps in. Pay attention to the narratives your mind spins when fear takes hold. This basic awareness puts distance between you and your emotions. Rather than saying, "I am angry," start recognizing that anger is present. That subtle shift reminds you emotions are experiences, not who you are. Today's world constantly pushes people toward impulsive reactions. Social media rewards snap judgments. Arguments travel faster than measured conversation. Outrage draws more eyes than wisdom does. But attention isn't strength. Genuine strength often stays hidden because it favors patience over performance. Patience isn't passive. It's active mastery over the self. It means giving yourself time to answer from wisdom rather than instinct. Think how many regrets could be avoided if people simply paused before reacting. Countless broken relationships, ruined reputations, and painful choices began with one uncontrolled emotional flare-up. A sharp woman knows emotions are fleeting visitors. Joy comes and goes. Sorrow comes and goes. Fear comes and goes. Excitement comes and goes. Making permanent choices based on temporary feelings only creates needless suffering. Instead, she lets emotions settle before her next move. Like murky water left undisturbed, the mind clarifies when given enough calm. Self-respect is built through emotional steadiness. People come to trust those who stay calm under pressure, since calm reflects inner stability. Confidence isn't measured by volume, but by how peaceful someone remains amid difficulty. Anyone can look confident when things are going smoothly. Real confidence shows itself in uncertainty. There will always be people who misread you. Some project their own fears onto you. Others judge choices they don't understand. Trying to control every opinion about you will drain your emotional reserves. A sharp woman accepts she can't manage other people's thoughts. Instead, she focuses on managing her own character. Forgiveness is another form of emotional mastery. Many think forgiving someone means excusing what they did. It doesn't. Forgiveness frees you from the emotional chains still tying you to old pain. Holding on to resentment is like lugging a boulder everywhere you go. Eventually, it becomes your burden, not theirs. Letting go isn't a gift to those who wronged you. It's freedom you give yourself. Emotional maturity also means owning your inner world. Rather than blaming circumstances for every feeling, a wise woman asks what she can learn. Challenges turn into teachers instead of enemies. Failures become lessons instead of permanent labels. Every hard experience is a chance to build resilience. The strongest people are often the gentlest, because they no longer need aggression to prove strength. Their confidence is rooted in self-awareness, not domination. They understand that control over others fades, but control over oneself creates lasting freedom. As you grow emotionally disciplined, your decisions sharpen. Your relationships heal, your communication softens, and your confidence grows quieter, yet stronger. You stop reacting to every distraction and start responding according to your values. Your peace no longer hinges on favorable circumstances because it's built from within. Every day brings countless chances to practice emotional mastery. Every hassle becomes training. Every disagreement becomes practice. Every letdown becomes another opportunity to reinforce your inner foundation. Instead of asking why hard emotions show up, start asking how they can shape a wiser you. Over time, you'll notice situations that once disturbed your peace lose their grip, because your inner world has grown stronger than the chaos around you. Guarding your peace isn't about avoiding people. It's about protecting the quality of your mind. Many believe peace will arrive once life gets easier, once everyone treats them well, or once every problem vanishes. But life has never promised a conflict-free existence. Real peace comes from learning what deserves access to your energy and what doesn't. A sharp woman understands that every person she lets into her life shapes her thoughts, emotions, habits, and future. She becomes deliberate about who gets her time, because time is life itself. The sturdiest walls aren't built around houses. They're built around values. Boundaries are invisible barriers protecting your emotional well-being, self-respect, and purpose. They aren't punishment for others. They're acts of responsibility toward yourself. Many women avoid setting boundaries out of fear of disappointing others. They worry that saying no will make them look selfish or cold. Yet constantly saying yes to everyone else often means saying no to yourself. Every time you dismiss your own needs to meet someone else's expectations, you teach your mind that your peace matters less than their approval. Over time, resentment quietly builds. You grow emotionally worn out, not because people demand too much, but because you never learned where to draw a line. A sharp woman understands that kindness without boundaries eventually turns into self-neglect. There will always be people wanting more than they deserve. Some expect endless access to your attention. Others sap your emotional energy with constant negativity. Some show up only when they need something and vanish when you do. Without limits, these patterns persist, because people naturally take up the space you allow them. Boundaries aren't forged through anger. They're forged through clarity. You don't need to yell to protect yourself. You don't need lengthy explanations for every decision. Calm confidence often beats emotional arguments. Sometimes, the shortest sentence carries the most strength. That doesn't work for me. A woman who respects herself knows she owes no one an explanation for choosing peace. Many confuse boundaries with walls around the heart. Walls shut everyone out. Boundaries let the right people in while keeping harmful behavior out. That's an important difference. A wise woman stays compassionate, generous, and loving, but refuses to tolerate disrespect dressed as friendship, manipulation dressed as love, or control dressed as concern. Watch how people respond once you start protecting your peace. Those who truly care will respect your limits, even if adjusting takes time. Those who benefited from your lack of boundaries may grow frustrated. They might accuse you of changing. In truth, you're becoming someone who values inner stability more than constant approval. Not every relationship deserves unlimited access to your life. Some people only know how to stir drama. They feed on conflict, gossip, and emotional chaos. After talking to them, you feel mentally drained. Their negativity is contagious because emotions spread from person to person. A sharp woman notices how different people affect her inner state, asking herself whether someone sparks growth or just breeds confusion. Guarding your peace also means guarding your attention. Modern life fights hard for your focus. Endless notifications, social comparisons, pointless debates, and constant distraction quietly drain your mental energy. Attention is one of your most valuable resources, because whatever consistently gets your attention eventually shapes your mind. A disciplined woman doesn't let every notification interrupt her thinking. She knows distraction weakens clarity. Rather than responding to every message instantly, she carves out quiet moments where her own thoughts grow louder than the world's demands. In that stillness, wisdom takes root. Learning to say no is one of the greatest acts of self-respect. Every no protects a more meaningful yes. Declining unhealthy relationships makes room for healthier ones. Refusing unnecessary obligations frees time for personal growth. Rejecting emotional manipulation builds confidence. Every healthy boundary is an investment in your future. Sometimes, protecting your peace requires walking away. This is rarely simple. Leaving familiar surroundings, unhealthy friendships, or one-sided relationships often hurts because the heart naturally resists change. But staying somewhere your spirit is repeatedly wounded does far more damage than the short-term pain of letting go. Walking away isn't always defeat. Sometimes it's wisdom's highest form. You can't force people to respect you. You can't convince everyone of your worth. You can't heal people who won't change. What you can control is whether you keep exposing yourself to environments that slowly chip away at your confidence. Peace also depends on the conversations you have with yourself. External boundaries falter if internal ones are weak. If your own mind constantly attacks you, doubts you, and replays every mistake, no outside protection will ever feel complete. A sharp woman stays alert to her inner dialogue. She refuses to become her own worst enemy, instead cultivating a habit of speaking to herself with honesty, patience, and encouragement. Another key boundary concerns expectations. Many suffer because they expect everyone to think, act, and love exactly as they do. Reality rarely cooperates. Emotional freedom begins when you drop unrealistic expectations and accept people as they consistently reveal themselves to be. Acceptance isn't approval, simply seeing reality clearly instead of wishing it were different. Your energy is precious. Every day you wake with a finite supply of emotional, mental, and physical strength. Where you spend that energy shapes the quality of your life. If it's constantly poured into unnecessary conflicts, pleasing impossible people, and carrying burdens that aren't yours, little is left for your own purpose and growth. Protecting your peace demands daily awareness. It's not one decision, but a lifestyle. Every conversation, commitment, relationship, and habit either strengthens your inner world or erodes it. Small, repeated choices become the bedrock of a peaceful life. Over time, something remarkable happens. You stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself when needed. Criticism affects you less because your self-worth no longer hinges on outside opinion. Your relationships improve, built on mutual respect instead of quiet resentment. Your confidence deepens, since every healthy boundary reminds you that your well-being matters. The quieter your inner world becomes, the clearer your decisions become, and the more naturally your presence commands respect without demanding it. Discipline is often mistaken for restriction, when, in truth, it's one of the greatest forms of freedom. Many people spend their lives following whatever they happen to feel. If they feel driven, they work. If they feel drained, they stop. If they feel inspired, they start something new. If they feel discouraged, they quit. Their emotions become captain of the ship, constantly shifting course with every passing mood. A sharp woman recognizes that feelings are temporary, but the consequences of her choices can echo for years. She chooses discipline because she values the future above the comfort of right now. The easiest road is rarely the most rewarding. Comfort has a sly way of convincing people there's always another tomorrow, another opportunity, another shot at getting better. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly they realize they've spent more time making excuses than making progress. Discipline shields you from this slow slide into mediocrity. It reminds you that every small action counts, even when no one's watching. A sharp woman doesn't wait to feel inspired before acting. She knows motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you're bursting with energy. Other mornings everything feels like a struggle. If your success hinges on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline eliminates that uncertainty. It teaches you to act because it's necessary, not because it's easy. Picture a river flowing steadily toward the sea. It doesn't stop because rocks block its path. It doesn't reverse course because the journey gets tough. It simply keeps adapting without abandoning its direction. Discipline behaves the same way. Obstacles aren't signs to quit. They're chances to build persistence. Many believe discipline demands perfection. They think one missed day equals failure. This belief often makes them give up entirely. A disciplined woman knows consistency matters more than perfection. Skipping one workout doesn't ruin a healthy lifestyle. One mistake doesn't erase months of progress. One rough day doesn't define your future. She simply returns to her routine without wasting energy on guilt or self-blame. Fleeting feelings can be powerful. They whisper comforting lies. They tell you to rest when you should push forward. They tell you to spend when you should save. They tell you to lash out when silence would serve you better. They promise instant satisfaction while masking long-term costs. Discipline listens closely but refuses to obey every emotional urge. There's a difference between pleasure and fulfillment. Pleasure is instant. Fulfillment builds slowly. Eating junk food might feel good for a few minutes, but caring for your health builds strength that lasts years. Avoiding hard conversations might feel easier today, but honest communication builds lasting trust. Spending carelessly might spark momentary excitement, but financial discipline builds lasting security. A sharp woman learns to tell the difference between what feels good now and what serves her future. Every disciplined habit reinforces your identity. You start trusting yourself because your actions align with your intentions. Self-confidence isn't built by chanting positive affirmations in a mirror. It grows every time you keep a promise you made to yourself. Every finished task, every healthy choice, every honored commitment quietly tells your mind, I can rely on myself. That inner trust outlasts any compliment from others. One of life's greatest dangers is letting emotions make major decisions. Anger might push you to end valuable relationships. Fear might stop you from chasing meaningful opportunities. Laziness might convince you to postpone dreams until they quietly fade away. Discipline creates a pause between emotion and action, and within that pause, wisdom gets a chance to speak. Daily routines may look ordinary, but they build extraordinary lives. Waking with intention, tending to your body, learning something new, managing money wisely, speaking kindly, and finishing responsibilities before seeking entertainment. These small disciplines compound over time. Just as tiny drops of water can eventually wear through solid stone, small consistent actions reshape character in ways dramatic bursts of effort never can. The world often celebrates dramatic success while overlooking the quiet discipline behind it. People admire confidence without seeing the years of preparation. They notice achievement without recognizing the countless mornings someone chose effort over comfort. They celebrate strength without witnessing the sacrifices it took to build it. A sharp woman knows the invisible work is what produces visible results. Discipline also protects you during hard seasons. When life turns uncertain, emotions grow unreliable. Fear rises, motivation fades, doubt grows louder. Habits built through discipline keep carrying you forward. Even when your emotions swing, your routine anchors you through emotional storms. Learning to delay gratification is another powerful form of discipline. Modern society pushes instant results. Everything is designed for immediate satisfaction. Yet, the most meaningful accomplishments demand patience. Strong relationships take time. Wisdom takes experience. Financial stability takes consistent effort. Inner peace takes daily practice. A sharp woman willingly trades short-term comfort for lasting fulfillment, understanding that valuable things grow slowly. Distractions will always compete for your attention. Every day offers chances to burn hours on things that contribute nothing to your future. Discipline isn't just saying yes to productive habits. It's also saying no to unnecessary distraction. Every time you guard your focus, you strengthen your ability to reach meaningful goals. Failure should never be an excuse to abandon discipline. Every successful person has faced setbacks, disappointment, uncertainty. The difference isn't that they dodged failure, it's that they kept going despite it. A disciplined woman doesn't define herself by temporary outcomes. She knows growth often hides inside difficult experiences. The relationship you have with yourself shifts through discipline. You stop making empty promises. You become someone whose actions carry weight because you follow through consistently. This reliability extends beyond personal habits. Others start trusting you because they recognize your integrity. Your words gain meaning because consistent behavior backs them up. Discipline is also an act of self-respect. It shows that your future deserves today's effort. Instead of letting passing emotions dictate your direction, you choose principles that hold steady regardless of circumstance. You stop asking whether you feel like doing what's necessary. You simply do it, because your vision outweighs your excuses. Clears. As this mindset becomes second nature, something remarkable happens. Challenges lose much of their power to intimidate you, because you've trained yourself to act despite discomfort. Confidence grows naturally, backed by consistent action rather than empty optimism. Opportunities appear where others only see obstacles, because discipline has sharpened your focus. Over time, people may admire your success, your composure, or your resilience. But what they're really witnessing is the quiet strength of a woman who chose discipline over wit. Fleeting feelings, day after day, until excellence simply became her way of life. Many people spend their entire lives chasing something they can never fully have, the approval of others. They alter their appearance to fit expectations, silence their opinions to dodge criticism, and reshape their personalities to gain acceptance. At first, it seems harmless. They think they're just being agreeable or flexible. But over time, they slowly lose touch with who they really are. A sharp woman understands that the instant her happiness depends on someone else's opinion, her freedom quietly slips away. She chooses something far more powerful than external validation. She chooses inner worth. Validation is addictive because it delivers instant emotional payoff. A compliment feels great. Recognition feels satisfying. Praise gives a quick confidence boost. There's nothing wrong with appreciating encouragement. The trouble starts when encouragement becomes a requirement instead of a bonus. When self-esteem depends entirely on applause, silence starts to feel like rejection. Every criticism feels like a personal attack. Every disagreement rattles your confidence. You become emotionally reliant on people who may not even grasp your true worth. A sharp woman recognizes that people view the world through the lens of their own experiences. Some will admire your ambition, others may feel threatened by it. Some will appreciate your kindness, others may mistake it for weakness. Some will cheer your growth, others may attack the very traits that make you unique. Constantly adjusting yourself to please every opinion means spending your life becoming a stranger to yourself. The strongest confidence is built privately, developed in moments no one else sees. It grows every time you keep a promise to yourself, choose integrity over convenience, and stay loyal to your values despite outside pressure. Confidence rooted in character can't be stripped away by criticism because it was never created by compliments in the first place. Many confuse popularity with worth, believing being liked by everyone proves success. Yet, history repeatedly shows that people who create meaningful change are rarely embraced by everyone. Anyone who stands firmly for truth, discipline, and purpose eventually meets resistance. A sharp woman accepts this. She understands being respected matters far more than being universally liked. Chasing constant approval often pushes people to hide their true selves. They avoid speaking honestly for fear of rejection. They stay in unhealthy relationships out of fear of being alone. They tolerate disrespect out of fear of disappointing others. Slowly, they start living by expectations instead of convictions. The cost is enormous because every compromise chips away at self-respect. Self-worth starts with self-awareness. Before chasing acceptance from the world, a wise woman first asks herself the big questions. What principles guide my life? Who do I want to become? Which values will I refuse to sacrifice no matter the pressure? These questions build an inner foundation that stays stable even as circumstances shift. Picture a tree deeply rooted in the ground. Strong winds may bend its branches. Heavy rain may shake its leaves. Storms may test its strength, but its roots keep it standing. Inner worth works the same way. Outside opinions come and go, but a woman who knows her values stays grounded. She listens without being controlled. She learns without becoming insecure. She grows without losing herself. Comparison is one of the biggest enemies of inner worth. Modern life constantly pushes people to measure themselves against carefully curated snapshots of other people's lives. Success, beauty, wealth, relationships, achievements all become a competition. Yet comparison ignores one crucial truth. Every person walks a different path. A sharp woman measures herself against who she was yesterday, not against someone else's journey. The craving for validation also breeds unnecessary anxiety. Every decision becomes shaped by questions like, what will people think? Or, will they approve? Instead of asking whether something fits her purpose, she starts asking whether it will win admiration. This quietly hands control of her life from her own conscience to the opinions of strangers. Freedom begins the moment you accept that not everyone needs to understand you. Some will misread your silence. Others will question your ambition. Some may even attack your boundaries because they benefited when you had none. Their reactions reflect their own perspective, not your value. A sharp woman stops explaining herself to people who've already decided not to understand. This doesn't mean tuning out wise advice or constructive criticism. Humility still matters for growth. The difference lies in discernment. Constructive feedback helps you improve. Constant validation makes you dependent. Wisdom lets you learn from others without giving up your identity. You can stay teachable while staying true to your principles. Inner worth strengthens through private victories. Every hard choice made with integrity proves you can trust yourself. Every healthy boundary reinforces your self-respect. Every act of discipline reminds you your value comes from character, not public recognition. These quiet moments build confidence that no applause can create and no criticism can destroy. Many women underestimate the power of solitude. They fear being alone because society often equates loneliness with failure. Yet solitude offers something constant social approval never can. Space to hear your own thoughts, reconnect with your values, and enjoy your own company without needing constant reassurance. A woman comfortable being alone becomes far less vulnerable to manipulation because she no longer settles for unhealthy relationships just to dodge isolation. Another important lesson is celebrating yourself without arrogance. Acknowledge your progress. Appreciate your resilience. Recognize the courage it took to push through challenges. You don't need to wait for someone else to notice your growth before it counts. Quiet gratitude for your own journey builds lasting confidence. There will always be seasons where your efforts go unnoticed. Your kindness may go unappreciated. Your sacrifices may stay invisible. Your hard work may earn little recognition. In these moments, many grow discouraged because they expected instant validation. A sharp woman keeps going anyway. She understands that doing what's right holds value even when nobody claps. Purpose always outlasts popularity. Popularity shifts with trends, opinions, and circumstances. Purpose stays steady because it's rooted in something deeper than public perception. When purpose guides your life, praise becomes pleasant but unnecessary. Criticism becomes informative rather than damaging. Your emotional balance stops rising and falling with every opinion you meet. As inner worth grows, your relationships start to shift. You stop seeking people who constantly reassure you because you've already built confidence within yourself. Instead, you value relationships grounded in honesty, mutual respect, and shared growth. You care less about impressing others and more about becoming someone worthy of genuine respect. Your presence grows calmer because you're no longer performing for approval. You speak with more authenticity because fear no longer shapes your words. Decisions become clearer because conviction guides them instead of applause. Over time, people may wonder why criticism barely disturbs your peace, or why praise never changes your character. The answer is simple. Your worth no longer depends on the shifting opinions of the world, but on the unshakable foundation you've built within. Growth is one of the quietest forms of power. It doesn't happen overnight, nor does it announce itself with fanfare. Like a seed beneath the soil, true growth begins where no one can see it. It develops through patience, discipline, self-reflection, and countless small decisions made consistently over time. A sharp woman understands that her greatest investment isn't in possessions, popularity, or appearances. It's in becoming a wiser, stronger, more capable version of herself.